Thank you. Obviously, we're excited about getting into conference play. We had a really good non-conference season. We understand it's a little different getting conference play. It's a new season, and we're excited about that next step for us. And we get a Georgia team coming here on Wednesday, and I think will play extremely hard. They're well coached, and we got to get ourselves ready to compete.
Our first question is from Jerry Tipton of the Lexington Herald-Leader.
Frank, I wondered how Jordan Clarkson has impacted you guys defensively as well as offensively.
I think there's no question he's had a tremendous impact on that end of the court too, and with his length, his quickness, and his ability to guard has made us a better defensive team. I look at our numbers; we're much better than we were last year. We're holding teams to 38% from the floor, 27% from the three, and I think a large part of that has to do with our length on the perimeter. But what he does in terms of his anticipation and how hard he's worked on that end of the court. He is a complete player, but there's no question he doesn't take any breaks on that end of the court.
And how I don't know if surprising is the right word, but how much of all of this were you expecting?
Well, Jerry, I tell you, we knew he was a good player. There's no question about it. I can't sit here and tell you we knew he's a very capable player, but there's no doubt that he has exceeded my expectations thus far. How well he's played, how consistently he's played thus far has been a little bit of a surprise. And but he's such a hard worker. He's such a joy to coach because he does exactly what you tell him to do. He's one of those kids that wants to please you, and and I love the way he goes after the game, and that's what gives him a chance to be the kind of player he is, because he works at it, and he's very humble. But he like I said, he wants to do well for you, but he also he believes in himself, and but what a joy and what a treat he's been so far.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Jerry Tipton has a follow-up question.
Frank, I'm wondering, you guys are off 12-1 now, and ranked and all of that. I'm wondering if you felt like the attendance should be better at home.
I haven't paid a lot of attention to that. I know our season tickets are really doing really well. So season ticket sales, haven't paid a lot of attention to our numbers, but I know it will pick up here quite a bit here. And our football season was really, really good, and our football team did really, really good. And I don't know if that had anything to do with our attendance, but I'm very encouraged by our fan base, and they've done what we've had success here at home. So they're a big part of it, and I feel confident that they'll be here as we get into SEC play.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Next up is Matthew Stevens of the Commercial Dispatch.
Frank, I'm just curious how you feel about the idea of transfers in college basketball and how it's kind of shaped throughout the last maybe decade, and do you feel like it's an issue that needs to be addressed, or do you feel like it shakes out well right now just as it is?
Well, there's been quite you look at the percentages. I mean, I think I know last year the number was 42%, I think, of freshmen and sophomores transferred, and that's a high number. I don't know in terms of what can be done. I think other than this, as if a kid transfers, he probably should sit, 1 year. There's no, we have waivers now that some kids, when they transfer, they're able to play, and maybe that's something that needs to be looked at. But other than that, I don't know what else can be done to change it. I do think is part of the game right now, so it has changed over the years, and what we've done, and as well as other programs, I think, even programs like, say, at Duke University, their second-best player, Rodney Hood, is a transfer. So it's part of the game right now, and we, like a lot of universities, have used it.
Do you feel like it's become more of it's become an increased issue over the last maybe 3 or 4 years, or do you feel like it's something that's just getting spotlighted?
No, I think it's changed. We live in a microwave society. Kids want it quick, they want it fast, and if it doesn't work for them, they want to change. And I think in terms of people looking at why kids transfer, large percentage of that is because of playing time, and that's a big part of the reason why kids transfer. But over the last couple of years, you don't see, I know I can go back 10 years and you don't see the normal, freshman year I play a little bit, sophomore year I play a little bit more, my junior and senior year is when I play. You don't see that transition happen often. I think kids want it quick, they want it fast, they want to have an opportunity to play early, and if they don't, then I think that's why we're seeing such a high number of transfers over the last couple of years.
Frank.
Next up is Tom Murphy of the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette.
Morning, Coach. I think in preseason, the general belief was the league would be slightly stronger this year from maybe seeing scores in pre-conference and glimpses of other teams. How do you feel about that now?
Oh, I do think it's stronger. I do think it's better. I think I saw Jimmy Dykes tweeted something about the BPI index, which is looking at, we have 5 teams in the top 60. I think Big Ten has 6. Which would tell you that the league is better than it was last year. I think overall you're looking at, obviously Kentucky and Florida are very good, but I think LSU, Tennessee, Arkansas, Alabama, I think all have had, nice wins and are in doing good shape. So I do think that, obviously we got to get into it, but I do think we're in better shape than we were last year for sure.